Mines and Money London 2016, ladies and gentlemen, welcome again. And with me here is now Asante Gold and Douglas MacQuarrie, the president and CEO and also largest shareholder of the company, wants to give us an insight. Welcome.
Good morning. Thank you so much.
What's Asante Gold up? You're working in Ghana. So what's going on there?
Yes, well, I've worked in Ghana for 23 years. And Ghana is the second largest gold producer in Africa and the 10th largest gold producer in the world. There are very, very large gold deposits there. All the big companies are there. My team in those 23 years has found 11 million ounces of gold in Ghana. I have a brand new company, Asante, just listed in 2012. I'm the largest shareholder, and I'd like to find a lot more gold.
That sounds great to me. I saw in your presentation you have about your exploration company, but you also have a cash flow scenario. So maybe we start with the exploration and then move on to the cash flow scenario.
Okay, very good. So the exploration is, as I say, my background is geophysics. And there are huge amounts of Ghana that have not been explored. The most of the mines in Ghana were found from previous artisanal workings of the local people over thousands of years. So the foreign mining companies came in, they said, hey, there's a bunch of locals mining here, let's drill some holes. Surprise, surprise, they found some mines. But there are large areas of Ghana that for forest cover and surface alluvial cover have never been explored. The geophysics and modern technology can look through that very easy, and so that's what we're doing.
Okay, fantastic. So let's dive a bit more into your exploration. You have several projects there, and I think they are laying on a good fault, I would call it, where there's a lot of gold anyway. So what have you done this year? Right.
So what we've done is gold exploration in Ghana is very much like real estate in Frankfurt or London or New York. Location, location, location. So if you have a very big mine 10 kilometers that way and very big mine 20 kilometers that way, and you're right in the middle, and then you have 3 big mines that way and 5 big mines that way, and then 2 big mines that way and 2 big mines, we're right in the middle. So we have focused 6 concessions in an area that is highly prospective for gold. And in the middle of this intersection, we have some old showings. But because they're in a river valley, there's no outcrop. And they've never been drilled. And so we would like to go drilling. And so we have a absolutely fantastic opportunity to find something quite significant.
So how many meters do you want to drill now?
I think just 800 to 1,200 meters. And, you know, we'll see what we hit. And then we're going to use the technology to guide us to drill perhaps another 1,000 or 2,000 meters. So it's all a very iterative procedure. You drill, see what you get, revise your procedure, drill some more targets, revise again, drill some more, and hopefully soon we will have a big discovery. Okay, great. Let's move to the cash flow scenario. Okay. What's going on there? So one of our projects is called the Kubi Gold Mine. This was mined by Anglo Gold. They took 60,000 ounces out of 2 pits at a grade of 3.5 grams per ton. They shipped it to their mill 20 kilometers away. We have recently picked that project up. And last month we announced a joint venture with a Chinese listed company. They have a market cap of $600 million, and they are mainly into technology and power infrastructure in Africa. So they have cash flow in Ghana from their various projects. And they are looking at gold as an investment. And so they are putting up $19.5 million to buy a half interest in this project. It'll be jointly run. Yeah, that means you bring the project in, they bring the money in. Absolutely. So it's no dilution for the shareholders, right? There's no dilution other than they are going to also take a 30% equity interest in the company. In addition? Yes. Wow. Out of the 19 million. So basically 3.2 million will go into a private placement at 20 cents a share, which is what we're currently trading at. And then we will move most of that funding through to the joint venture. They will put $16 million in directly. So the $19 million is to develop the project. Now that should take us to cash flow in 18 months. Wow, that's And that'll fast. Be as a direct shipping, custom milling. The ore body is quite high grade. It's about 6 grams per ton. But there are significant drill intersections at 8, 10, 12, 15, 20 grams per ton. So from underground, we will drill off these areas that are indicated high grade, and when we outline a stope, this is where our production will start from. So we're expecting much higher grades than the 43101 would suggest.
As this is was a former producing mine, like
Small mine,
a
yes.
small mine. So you have all the historical data.
Absolutely. This was drilled off by Nevston in 1998. So they spent $20 million to drill it off.
Oh, that's a lot.
But it was always the runt of the litter. It was always a bit too small. But in China, as you know, they're the world's largest gold producer. And most of their gold comes from small mines. So this is something they do very well.
Fantastic, great. Where do you see a possible production rate then in 18 months?
Okay, so basically our indications are the ore body is 2 meters wide. It's got a strike length of 800 meters. Most of our production will come from the top 180 meters. We're planning 500 tons per day at 6 to 8 grams per ton. You do the math on that, that's 35 to 40,000 ounces per year. The secret to this, though, is the Obuasi type ore bodies, the Ghanaian ore bodies can be very high grade. So with a bit of luck, we will get into a very wide section, a very high grade, and that's just like having a bank.
That's right, yeah.
But,
that's jackpot.
But we haven't proven that yet. But until you get underground and you start drilling holes and start developing, you don't find these things. So
that's right.
I think this mine will be there for the next 10 to 20 years.
Fantastic. Do you have already an orientation about the all-in costs? I mean, it's far too early, but maybe a little bit as a guidance.
I think if you look at other deposits around the world at similar grades, the all-in costs are around $1,000 an ounce.
Okay.
Now, if we are able to outline a 10 or 15 gram stope, you can chop those numbers in half. But with the current grade that we're projecting around 6 grams, 6.5 grams, it's around $1,000. But I think we will surprise the market with much higher grades.
Fantastic. Last question, as the year is ending now, what are the next, let's say, immediate steps for 2017? And maybe also the question, do you have all the permits already for the new mine, or is there still some work to be done?
Well, okay, from our listing, we're listed in Canada on the CSE. We're also listed in Frankfurt. And we're really not allowed to talk about cash flow without a feasibility study or a preliminary economic assessment. So we really can't talk too much about that. So what we've got is we have from the Ghanaian government an exploration license to build the portal and drive the decline.
Okay.
From the decline, we will do the drilling. And then we will outline a stope. And then we will start moving some test material.
Of course.
Some people could call it ore. I'm not allowed to call it ore. So we'll start moving test material up the drift and off to a toll mill. Obviously, there's a little bit of teething time for the mill to adjust their process to your ore. And then at some point, we just start shipping more material to the mill, and then we call it production. So we're basically going to transform from exploration to production seamlessly. And as we're 6 to 8 months into the decline, we will apply for the full mining permits.
Okay, I see.
But right now it's exploration.
Fantastic, yeah, okay. So, yeah, sounds like a good plan to me, honestly.
Yes, and it even gets better because my vice president of production is the former mine manager of the Anglo Gold Obuasi mine.
Oh.
And he retired just a few years back. And he had 1,000 men working underground for him. He lives in Obuasi, 20 minutes
That's
away.
a big advantage.
He can put this in production. I'm a geophysicist. Mining is really, that's for somebody else, but our VP can handle all of that. So he's a very, very competent fellow.
Does that mean you have the whole team in place?
We do.
Super. Great. Douglas,
thank you
all
so
the best
much
for that. Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
To you. Danke. Cheers.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Asante Gold, Douglas MacQuarrie, the CEO and President. And you heard it. Cash flow scenario is ahead in 18 months from here. They should be in production then, a rate of maybe anticipated plus 35,000 ounces a year. And I think this will de-risk then the company significantly because they will have profits and positive cash flow, approximately $1,000 all-in costs per ounce. So that's also quite okay. And from there, they take the exploration underground further on, and we will see what happens. Right place, Ghana, good location. As he said, like in real estate, location. Let's see what happens. Check out the company. Thanks and bye-bye from London.
Thank you.